Yeah, this is you.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna have fun with mine.
Do you want to introduce yourself before we start? Yeah, you have. Oh, and how do we press for it to go next?
Hmm? No, because they told me like,
Oh, yeah?
they told me that, yeah.
Okay, do you want somebody else here right here?
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally up to you.
Nah, I'll do it.
Yeah, how do we just switch the slides? Is our own
We
question.
click the other side.
Oh, how about I go there or something? I don't know. Do they need help or?
Yeah, that's the first slide, so I want to do
Okay,
that slide.
unless we have the software, it's not. If you come over here, or I can just,
So while you
split it
go
out.
over-
Okay.
So, just a couple quick things. Those of you with the cards, so you just have to think generally like these students. So your thinking will change and as you are in the lesson. So don't feel like you have to stay vetted to that card, it's just a general way of thinking. All good. Oh, any questions about the cards? Good. Yeah. And then, so this is a quick image grade 2 activity. And so, just a quick reminder of our goals. For the quick images, the students are learning to subitize quantities. They're also learning that numbers are composed of other numbers, so we can group and we can make groups with 2 smaller groups or more than 2 smaller groups. And then for the grade 2, they're especially going to think about the compositions of 5s and 10s. So what numbers make a 5, what numbers make a 10, and how can we use that to add the numbers more easily. All good? Okay, so you just let us know your names and any feedback you'd like.
Perfect. So I'm Maria and this is Jordana. Overall, I think we're just looking for feedback on how to orient student thinking and how to promote independent thinking. So like trying to get our students to get to the correct answer without a lot of influence from the teacher, because we don't always want to be there to kind of be like a crutch for them. So those are
And how to get them thinking on their own and they can add on and build on each other's ideas.
all cool.
Right there. Okay. So good morning, everyone. Today we have a really fun game and activity planned. So we're going to be playing a game called Quick Images. So before we start, I'm going to give you guys a little review on how it's going to go, how we're going to be working all together, and what are our expectations for today. So our first expectation is that everybody wants to be working together. We want to be thinking and really thinking and using our math brains and our math eyes today. So the game is going to go a little bit like this. I'm going to be showing you guys 2 pictures and you're going to see some dots in them, okay? And I'll only show it for you a few seconds, so you really want to be paying attention. And after that, I'm going to put it down. I'm always going to come back and show it again, okay? So don't worry with that. You guys will have a second time to look at the pictures and see. The objective for today is to count the total amount of dots, okay? So we want to be counting the total amount of dots that you see in both pictures that I'll be showing you. And you don't need any pencils, paper, or anything for today. All you'll be needing is your thinking hats and your math eyes, okay? So for the expectations, so like I said earlier, we really want to be working all together today. So I'm expecting for a lot of conversations between one another. You guys will have time as well to talk in pairs or with your partner, whoever you're sitting beside, to kind of collectively think about ideas and share your ideas as well. We're going to be explaining today, really focusing on explaining how we're thinking, so the process we're using. So how are we getting to the number that we're seeing? How are we counting? So I really want you guys to think about that today. So how are we getting to the numbers that we are coming with? So for example, if I asked Ashley today, how did you get to school?
My mom drove me to school today.
Perfect, so you're explaining how you got to school, so that's really important. That's gonna be kind of how the process of counting, so with math, but today we're really gonna be focusing on how we're getting to a number, okay? our second expectation is we really want to be listening carefully today, okay? So we want to be listening to our friends, listening to different people's ideas. And that brings me to our third expectations, which is we're going to be wanting to add on to other people's ideas as well, okay? So we're going to want to build on each other's ideas and see how we can find different ways, different strategies to count, okay? So that's going to be really helpful. Can anybody repeat to me what their 3 expectations are for today? Does anybody would be willing? Yes. Yes. Does anybody else remember? Yes, Ashley.
We have to use our math brain.
Yes, we want to be using our math brains. We want to be building on each other's ideas. And do you remember the first one? Yes.
You have to give us some.
Not yet, so I'll explain that after. But but we will also really be focusing on the process, okay guys? So that's gonna be the biggest thing for today. It's okay, it's perfect. It's always a good reminder. So we really want to be focusing on how we're getting to the answer that we're giving, okay? So really thinking about the process. So today we'll be using as well what we call a 10 frame, okay? So this is what you'll be seeing. It's gonna be a 10 frame. So can anybody just look at it for a few seconds? It's on the board as well. And tell me what you see about it. So you can lift up your hand, raise up your hands, tell me what you see. Yes.
It's empty.
It's empty? Yeah. Do you see anything about the structure of it? How it's divided? Yes.
It's split in the middle.
It's split in the middle. So yeah, you guys will see there's 2 rows. Alright, and there's 5 columns. Does anybody know how many squares in all can you see? Yes.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yes, perfect. So as you guys can see, we also saw this. I don't know if we saw this, but doubles. So we have 5, so we have 5 down here, so that makes 10 as well. All right. So today you'll have 2 images. So don't forget, all people they have 2 images for only a brief amount of time. And in those boxes, you're gonna have 1 circle. So it's gonna look like this, 1 circle, and there might be more. They might be positioned differently. They might not be all next to each other. But the objective of today is when I hold them up, you want to be counting, okay? And I'm only holding them up for a little bit of time. So you want to be counting your boxes, your circles, and then giving me a total amount, okay? So now that's gonna get to how I know that you guys are gonna be ready, okay? And then you're gonna have your strategy figured out and you're gonna have your answer. So after I give you a little bit of time to think, when you're ready, so when you've thought about your process, how you came up with a number, and when you have your number of dots that you saw, then you'll be able to do a silent thumb, okay? So everybody can practice it. Great job, guys. So that will tell me that you're ready to share with the class your idea, your process, as well as how you got to it, okay? Does anybody have any questions so far? Perfect. Can everybody give me a silent thumbs up to say they're ready? Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so to start the activity, we're gonna start with 1 right now. So it's just gonna be a practice one just to set us so everybody is understanding it, and if anybody has any questions, then they'll be able to ask them then. So I'm gonna put up, or Miss Maria's gonna put up the 2 images for only a few seconds, so around 3 seconds. So really I want you guys focusing on the images and try and think of how many dots do you see and how did you get there. Alright. Okay, so now take the time to think, how many dots did you see? And don't forget, when you're ready, when you come up with your process, just don't forget to put up your silent thumb so I know that you're ready. Great. So once you've shown your thumb, that means you're ready to share. You have your number, you have your process, how you got there, how did you count. Okay, so think quietly in your head. Is everybody ready? All your thumbs are up. Nice. Okay, so who would be willing to share what number they got? Would anybody? Yes.
3.
3. Did anybody else get a different number? No. Who got the same number? Perfect. Okay, so this is just a practice round, so we're not going to talk about strategies or anything. This was just to put us in the mood to see how this is going to go about. So now that everybody knows how the game works, does anybody have any questions before we start? If you don't, you can put up your silent thumb. Great. So everybody's ready. So now we're going to go to the first one. All right. number. When you find your strategy, don't forget to put up your silent then. Okay, so before you share with me, I'm gonna ask you just to turn to a partner and just share with them. See what they might have thought, your thoughts.
Hi, partner.
Hi, partner.
I thought 5 dogs.
Me too.
How did you see 5 dogs?
Well, in the first I saw 3 and then I counted on, so 4, 5, because there was 2 other ones and the other.
That's different. I just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so when you guys are ready, just keep your thinking hats on. I'm gonna re-show you the image, alright? Once I re-show you the image, that your answer might change, it might not change, but that's okay if it changes or it doesn't. So just take the time. When you guys are ready, 3, 2, 1.
Sorry, everybody.
So, take your time when you're ready. Put up your thumb. Alright, great. So, would anybody be willing to share what number they saw? How many they counted? Yes.
I saw 5.
You saw 5. Would you be willing to tell us how did you get to 5? How did you count?
Well, I counted from the first ball, and I went 1, 2, 3. And then on the other side, I counted 4, 5. So there's a total of 5 dogs.
Perfect. Did anybody count the same way? Okay, so a few students counted the same way. Did anybody count differently? Yes.
I did.
How did you count?
So in the first box, I initially saw there was 3,
Okay.
and then in the other one, I saw there was an extra 2, so then I went from 3 and I counted on, so I did 4, 5.
Okay, so for the first one, so our dots go like this. So Ashley and a few of the other students, who were the other students that counted up? So you guys started and you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I get that right? Yeah, perfect. Annika, can you just restate what happened? So what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so you counted 5. Okay, so you counted it like that. And Alyssa, how did you say that we counted?
I said I saw 3 in the first one, and then I just counted on, so I did 4, 5.
So you saw that this was 3 right away. So you saw the group, and then you came and added 2, right?
Yeah.
Very good. And the students that counted like this, how could you have counted? How did you keep track of which ones did you count? Yes.
I used my hands because I have 5 fingers.
Great, so really good. So you use your hand. So each time that you counted one to keep track and not count the same one, you used your hand. Did anybody use a different way, a different strategy? Yes.
Yeah, it's really quick.
Yeah.
So quick.
That was very good.
Amazing.
You have the gift.
I
You have
love
the
it.
teacher.
Oh, really?
You were so calm.
No, you were. So before we move on,
Yes.
do you have questions for us?
No. I think I just feedback.
Okay, just feedback?
Yeah.
So questions and feedback from the group.
Yes.
I felt like you supported the students very well when we gave our answers. You restated it, showing your understanding and your interest in our learning, which was wonderful. So yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, you were amazing. It
Uh,
was really fun
thank
to
you.
watch. The only like little thing, and it's just because we've been hearing it, I think, in class, but I think some words, if you're thinking like grade 2, like
Yeah.
even I was
Might
thinking
be
because
too
I'm
much.
doing the same one, and I was like, oh, I want to make sure, like, like processing might be like
Yeah,
a big
too
word for
much.
them, but it's also we've been using it in class, so I get why it's like the first thing to come to mind, but that's.
Yeah, 100%.
Is there feedback, questions? I'll just add on a couple more points. So I loved how you, to set your expectations, you tried to engage us. So it wasn't just telling, but you were also, had the example like, who can say like that to school and actually explain, right? And that was a really important way, so it's for the students to actually make sense of those expectations. And I wonder So maybe some kind of visual or little images.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to like have a little reminder, and you could have it separately,
Like
so that's
throughout.
always there, yeah. It was also really nice, another question you asked to engage them was, you see, when you were with the 10 frame, and you asked like, you asked them what they notice, and I think one person gave a comment, and at that point you might just ask like, okay, anything else you see? So I think, so you had, suggested, do you see anything about the structure, etc. Might wait a little bit longer, see if they notice those things first, and then if nobody gets any, like, if you don't elicit any other ideas, then you can, provide some
At
suggestions.
that point, when
Yeah.
you're waiting, are you just like waiting and kind of like pausing in the front and then waiting for them to think it, like giving them thinking time basically,
Yeah.
or are you asking more guiding questions?
So I might first ask, a couple of open questions, like what else do you notice? So what do you notice, and then what else do you notice? And then once students don't notice anything else, then your questions can get more specific, but you might first see what they come up with.
And you would wait for like 10 seconds. How long?
10 seconds about, you can see, it depends on the class and how challenging the question is. Like for the like what do you notice about the 10 frame? It's pretty accessible, but like for a more complex question, you might need more time.
I think also you'll notice when the kids are starting to respond, because more hands will be going up.
Yeah.
So that like once you start seeing like the first 2 hands up, don't ask right away, because then it'll cut the thinking of other students. So wait until like you see, obviously we're like
Everybody's
6
happy.
people right now, but like in a class of
Everybody,
like
or the
20, I would wait for like 5 to 6 hands at least
Just to let
before
people-
starting, not to interrupt their thinking pattern.
That makes sense, yeah, that's really nice.
Hope.
And then one last thought, because I know you were interested in pressing and orienting. And so it was really great how you asked somebody to restate, I think it was Alicia's strategy.
Yeah.
Alicia's strategy. And I might actually, or the first strategy, you drew it,
Yeah.
and then you asked for a restate. You might first ask somebody to make sense of it, and then
Yeah.
you can do that, because I think maybe it'll be a little bit more challenging and allow them to make sense of the ideas a little bit more. So, yeah, those were all. You're gonna just take a picture of the board for your.
Yes.
You can just keep it on for the whole, did you stop it, or?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so you can just keep it on. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't wanna like go into the.
Of course,
frames.
yeah.
And you just change it.
Yeah, you just press for the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, my friends, so we made it through the first half of our lesson. Good job. I really like how engaged everybody is. We're all following the expectations really well. We're following the rules that Ms. Jordana set for us. We're all really trying to understand what our other friends were saying. So I really like how much we're working together and we're being kind and we're using our silent thumbs. Just another review as we start our second half. I just want to continue seeing our silent thumbs. Anytime we're ready to share an idea, anytime we're ready for Ms. Maria to continue on to the next step, just make sure to continue showing your silent thumbs like you've been doing so well. And continue building on your friends' ideas, continue trying to understand our friends. And yeah, you guys are all doing really well, so just keep it fun. So this is our next quick image. So we just took a look at our next quick image. You guys can think about it for a little bit. If you feel comfortable, if you want to share with your friends, you can talk to each other about what you just saw, and just remember to stay calm because Miss Maria's gonna put it back on the boards. Yeah.
I saw.
You don't have to share, if you guys don't wanna share, sorry, that's Miss Maria's fault. If you guys don't wanna share right now, that's totally fine. A silent thumbs up right now means you're ready for me to put it back up on the board again. Everybody's ready? Sounds good. Okay, my friends, so now we can continue discussing with our classmates. We can talk about what we saw, what we didn't see. Did we find it a little bit confusing? Maybe there were more dots than last time, less dots. Just talk up a storm.
I saw the one
maybe one last.
Great, because I couldn't count that much.
We're in grade 1, grade 2, really
Don't
stress is
be shy. This is a very safe space. Remember, my friends, if we're done talking to our friends and we feel ready about sharing with the group, we can show me a nice silent thumbs up. Oh my goodness, all my friends are ready. That's really awesome. Okay, who would like to go first? Share their ideas first. Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't finish counting because I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe when I was counting 5 and it was gone. So I wasn't finished.
Perfect. So you found it a little bit hard to keep counting because you're going one by one by one.
Yes.
Maybe your method was really taking a little bit of time and you didn't have enough of it. Good, thank you for sharing. Yes, Ashley.
I saw 6 and 4.
You did. That's
I
very
did.
interesting. Do you have a final answer? You saw 6 and 4. Did you get to come to a final answer or you weren't quite there yet?
Well, my friend told me it's 10.
Okay, that's good collaboration. I really like that working together. Does anybody else want to share their answers? Yes.
I saw those 6, and then I know that the other one was 4, so it
Okay.
was 10.
Do you want to share how you know the other one was 4?
I just looked at it.
Okay, perfect, sounds good. Okay, so Lily, I'm gonna come back to you if you don't mind. We're gonna word it on the board so all our friends can see what you saw on the board, so that everybody can have a better idea of what you were doing and how you got to your answer. So you wanna just share again how you got to your answer? I know what you saw, but tell me how you worked with what you saw.
Yeah, so I count from the left side.
Okay, very
I
good.
forget how does it go. But like, mainly I remember, so I count from top to down.
Okay.
So like the top, if there's one that's there, I count for 1, and, oh yeah, that would be great. So like, so I count like the left side from the top, so I count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I count the downside, 5, 6, and till that moment it is gone.
Okay, so are you saying you started like this? So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you went down?
Yes.
Perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw out how you counted, and I'm gonna go like this. So first, Lily did this, and second, Lily went down. Does everybody understand what Lily did, her method? Can somebody, oh yeah, show me a silent thumb if you understand what Lily did, how she was working hard. Perfect. Does anybody wanna share with their own words what Lily's method was? How did she count the numbers or the little dots in her squares? Are we still feeling a little bit confused about Lily's method? Yes? Okay, Annika, do you wanna share how Lily did it? Since
She
you-
just counted to 6,
She sure did, but did she start going up and down or side to side?
side to side.
Side to side, so she went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we understand why maybe Lily might not have had enough time to finish counting?
There's a lot.
There's a lot of numbers and she's going one by one by one by one. So counting can be really helpful if we have maybe a smaller group of numbers, but when we're having to look at 2 separate squares that are full of dots, maybe counting can take a little bit of time and we won't have enough of it. Since these images are quick, right? They're called quick images. Okay, so I know a few of my other friends shared their ideas, shared the numbers that they got. Does anybody else want to share how they got their numbers? Alicia?
So I kind of put like the little dots in like groups. So like I saw the first 2 on top and the first 2 on the bottom, and that looked like 4. And then I saw another group of 2 beside it, and then on the box beside it, I saw the 2 at the bottom and then the 2 that are going like up and down.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is really a lot of the time you're grouping your numbers. Okay, so if Maria groups them like this, you're grouping your numbers in ways that are familiar to you, that you remember. So you're grouping in numbers that make sense to you, not scary numbers. So the first group that makes sense to you is 4.
Yeah.
We have 4 right here. Then we have another 2. So we know that we have another 2. Then here we have another 2. And here we have another 2. Does that sound right?
And then I just added it all together.
Perfect. So Alicia, Alicia grouped all her numbers together and then she added them all up. Should Alicia group her numbers in ways that don't make sense to her? If Alicia doesn't know how to count by 7, should she count by 7s? No. Very good. So give me a silent thumbs up if you guys are ready for the next slide. Awesome. Perfect. I think you should show this more.
Oh, it's the same one. Shoot.
Okay.
Okay, there.
Whoa. Okay, so you guys can take some time alone or with friends, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Think about what you just saw, then show me a silent thumbs up when you're ready to see it again. Good job. Everybody had their silent thumbs up. So we're gonna pay attention to the board because remember that there's a lot of dots on there, so we gotta pay super close attention. Okay, now I'd like my friends to turn to each other, either talk with their friends, or you can think really hard because next step is that we're gonna have a group discussion. We're gonna talk about it all together. Yes. Oh, yes. I'm so silly. Is everybody ready? Show silent thumbs up when we're ready. Perfect. Who would like to share at this point just the number that you saw? So I'm not looking for answers on how you did it, I'm just looking for what you saw. Yes, Annika.
12.
You saw the number 12. Okay, awesome. Did anybody else see something else? Yes.
I saw 6 and 6.
You saw 6 and 6. Okay. Like this?
Well, there were 6 and 1.
Right. Do you feel okay with how I wrote it on the board? Anybody else? Do you have the same answer as that, or do you have any different answers? If you have the same answer as one of these two, you can just give me a silent thumbs up. Perfect. Okay. So now we're going to talk about how our friends got to this answer. So I'll start with who do you do first? With Annika. Okay, Annika, do you want to tell me how you got to 12?
Well, I saw those 4 and the 2, and then I knew that was 6, so then it was 4. It was 12.
Okay, so you're telling me that you started by grouping what was on top. So you saw that these 4 and these 2 made 6?
No, I saw 2 and 2 to make the 4.
Oh, okay, so you did it different. So you did it like this.
Yes.
And you grouped these 2?
Yes.
Okay, so that made 4, and then what was your next step?
I saw the 2.
Okay, and you grouped those 2 together?
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
And then I knew that was 6.
How did you know that that was 6?
Because it's the same amount as the other one.
Can you give me a reason why? Why do you automatically know that it's the same reason right away?
Because I counted the empty ones and they were all the same.
Okay, so you counted what wasn't there. Very good. So Annika started by grouping her 2 sections here, and then when she moved on to her second 10 frame, she knew that it was the same because she counted what was empty. So you matched your empty squares and your empty squares, is what you're done. Okay, perfect. Does anybody else want to share their answer for how they got 6 and 6? Oh. Thank you.
But it's awesome though.
Amazing. So first, questions for us.
Kind of just what I said in the beginning, like if I'm orienting students enough, am I making my questions open-ended enough? Am I fostering a lot of group discussion? Stuff like that. Turn it over to you all.
One was just basically yelling random numbers, and I think you made good like Jordana, I found you responded to like us and you even like encouraged like the quick thinking, like when Annika kept saying like I just know, like you really like, you know, reinforced her sense of thinking and like no, like please explain to me like how did you really like think through of this? So yeah.
So you have your
Oh yeah, because like, do you think that you actually speak a bit too fast? Like I don't know for.
Speak too fast?
Yeah,
Okay, that's
because
good.
yeah, I
Thank
don't
you
know.
for
I think you
sharing.
speak a little too
I can
fast.
slow down.
Maybe because like it's the time.
No, maybe I'm speaking too fast.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
good
okay.
feedback.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's easy to speak too fast, so I have to
Yeah.
catch myself too.
Yeah.
Any other feedback or questions?
I have a question for the future rehearsal. So regarding the time limit, do we need to actually speed up to finish?
No, so it's okay if you don't finish the whole thing, because you'll have plenty in your 10 minutes to reflect on it, yeah.
I was just gonna say, I like how you use like 2 different colors on the whiteboard to sort of show like the baseline and then what people are thinking. I do though think that maybe you could have organized like beforehand your whiteboard space like a little better. Like it would have been kind of interesting to see you keep the first quick image like on the left side of the board or something, and then like label that quick image 1, and then it's like quick image 2, like the things that they thought about, just so that maybe at the end of the hypothetical lesson we could have gone back and been like, is there something?
Thank you.
And I'll just build a couple other things. So, I thought, I agree about, especially that end, in terms, you were curious about how you pressed and oriented. So when you asked like, how do you know it was 6? That's a really nice open-ended press, and so that was really important. And it elicited this really interesting idea from Annika about the empty boxes, which was so cool. Which makes me wonder if that could be a really neat place to orient to. I know the lesson was like
Right.
ending time, but because it's kind of a different way of thinking about the decomposition, thinking about our goals, maybe a place to be like, how did Annika use those empty spaces to know that they were the same, something like that to play with. So I thought that was really nice. And then in terms of my other feedback would be just earlier, I think maybe there are some opportunities to press a little bit more. So I'll give like 1 or 2 examples. So when the students are talking about the groups, and sometimes it's like a little bit unclear, you might even just have them come up and show you, just point. And then you can do that circling like you were doing, which was really nice, I agree, like the colors. And then that would be a way to see a bit more. Sometimes with kids it's harder to express their thinking. Or when, I think it was, Lily was talking about up and down. So you might even say, come show us, how did you count up, where's the up and down? You know, like probably have a good idea, but just to be sure, things like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice job.
Amazing.
So we can stop the cameras, and then we're gonna